Estudio number 2 by Brouwer has always been one of my favorite studies for the classical guitar. I remember that when I first learned it, I was immediately enchanted by the very unique kinds of harmonies that were introduced to in the very first measure. The important things to understand about working on this piece is it focuses us on several important concepts that become even more important as we start working on advanced repertoire. The first thing it asks of us is that in the right hand we play with balance all the time, that our 3-note chords, and if you notice, all the chords throughout the piece are 3-voiced, that those 3 voices are all equal in sound and volume. This is a very difficult thing to achieve and will take a bit of practice in the right hand. The best thing to do is to play the chord as a simultaneity, then play each of its parts, and then play them together and see if you can bring out each of those voices and then balance them all together. So that's the first problem in the piece. The second problem is the piece is a chorale imitating a choral work. So we need to create the concept of sustainability from chord to chord, legato. So we have to work on making simultaneous changes, lifts, and plucks from chord to chord. What do I mean by that? If our first chord is this, which is the first chord of the piece, we're changing to this chord. These chords have nothing in common. So we have to place and lift simultaneously. At the same time, we pluck. It's the only way to give the illusion of continuity. The best way to practice this is to go incredibly slowly, planning your moves, moving all at once, and connecting. That will be the case for every chord change in this piece. The piece also gives us great dynamic variation. We have pianos, we have fortes, and everything in between. So it gives us a great opportunity to really expand our dynamic range. The last problem you'll run into is the final line of the piece. In the final line, we have a G bass note, and against that we have a moving chord vocabulary on top of that sustained note. So the trick there is to practice moving pinky and first and second finger with third finger set or fixed. So these are the major problems of Brouwer study number 2. Again, a beautiful piece, and I think a piece that will take you very far towards learning some of the things that we need to be able to do to be able to achieve more advanced pieces.